Okay, so this is going to be a bit of a longer video because I want to go through each problem with you. So, we start out with the square root of 24. So, just like the last problem, we're going to be using the factor tree again, but we're going to be using it a little bit differently. So, you're going to take 24 and again start that factor tree and divide it into the different thing until you can't divide it anymore. Remember that? So, again, because it's an even number, we're going to start with 2. So 2, and that divided by 24 is, what is it? Oh, it's 12. Right. And then 2 again, and then into 6, 2, and then 3. So, again, we're going to be doing that partner thing, but just in this number. So, you see that we have a lot of 2's here. So, we're going to couple up the 2's. And my teacher said last year to think of it like this. These 2 are trying to escape jail. 1 doesn't make it. Only 1 always gets set free. Well, so it makes it out of the square root. Because these 2 don't have another pair, and they are not the same number, they stay inside the square root. So you re-multiply them together again. Sorry about my camera, it sucks. And so you get 6. So you add all them up. So 2 made it outside the square root, and then inside the square root remains the 6. And then that's your answer. Okay, the next one is where things get tricky. So a note or a tip is that you can never square root a negative number because it makes no sense. Because in order to have it remain a negative, negative has to times a positive, and that's not squaring the same number. So you always, before you start factoring, add an I outside of the square root, and that gets rid of that negative. So then you have I square root 12 instead. Always use that I. So you got to pay attention to that negative number. Okay, and then we can start squaring. So then you do 12, 2, 6, 2, and 3. So these 2, again, going to couple up because they want to escape. 1 gets shot and dies, and only 1 2 makes it out. Now because there's no pairing for 3, it stays inside the square root. So your answer is going to be 2i square root 3. And that's it. Okay. Alright, there we go. Okay. Now this one, you do nothing with the negative 2 until it's time to add it up. So again, I'm going to do the factor tree, 32 over here, and it's going to be 2, 16, 2, and 8, 2, and 4. Sorry, that's a weird 4. 2, and 2. Alright, you're going to do the pairing up again. 2 want to escape, 1 gets shot and dies. And these 2 want to escape, 1 gets shot and dies. So these 2 ended making it out. So you're going to multiply these 2 together. And then this 2, because it has nothing to pair up with, stays inside the square root. Think about it as like staying inside prison because it couldn't escape with another person. So on the outside, you have negative 2 times 2 times 2, and then inside the square root, you have another 2. So you're going to multiply these all together, and you should get negative 8 outside, and then square root 2 inside. And that is your answer. If it'll focus. There we go. Okay. And last one is the big 200. So, again, we're going to do the factor tree, and you're going to do 2 100, 2, 50, 2, 25. And because you cannot divide 25 by 2, you're going to try and divide it by something else. 25 can also be divided into 5. So 5 times 5 equals 25. So meaning 25 divided by 5 is another 5. So what you're going to do is you're going to do the pairing system again. You're going to do, so 2 want to escape jail, 1 gets shot and dies, the other one escapes. And because you don't have any 2, that's just a single pair and stays inside the square root. But these two also have a coupling, so they try to escape, 1 gets shot and dies, the other one makes it out. So you should have 2 times 5 to the square root of 2, because that 2 doesn't have anyone else. And you should get 10 square root 2 as your final answer. And there you go.